All right, not cars today, but houses. Look at this drywall that's been left outside. There's some do's and don'ts and things to watch with your general contractors or your subcontractors. You see how that drywall is cut? That is specifically pre-cut for the edging along windows, but it's been left outside. So it may or may not be any good. More leaning toward not. My general contractor, which I'll show you when we go inside, is telling me we never talked about now this is supposed to be drywalled, not. So that's going to be a discussion. Now, I get a communication that the drywall is finished. Yet, look at my window sills. And you see those pieces outside are the exact width to finish that. He said we never talked about it. He said we never talked about it. So why are those pieces outside? So is it a greater likelihood that he just didn't, he left it outside and went bad and now he's playing crazy? Or is it really he underbidded the job? The problem was, in his haste, he just rushed to get it done. And he didn't bother to throw away the evidence that the items were actually purchased to finish it. Even more, he told me it would be another $700 to purchase the proper material, which we see that the proper material is outside. Yeah, and that's what I showed you guys. I'm gonna go back outside. I'm gonna show you where the drywall is. It was left outside, and he was telling me we never talked about that. We said this was the drywall job. Who does drywall like that? Come on now. And I'm not saying the drywall is bad. I'm supposed to be so dumb that I don't know that. And then you leave the actual drywall outside that you're telling me I'm supposed to rebuy. That's not gonna happen. Look at this. Not swept out. Now, I'm keeping these doors because these are original doors. I'm gonna sand them down, keep the hardware, make it look real nice. But like I said, it's not a bad job. It was just they were over time, over budget. Sometimes it gets wood. Indeed, it does. But what I'm saying is, he told me we never talked about it. He said we never talked about it. So why is the drywall outside? Oh, yeah. We do cars in Texas, but we do houses in Indiana. So beautiful snow, beautiful freaking snow. I'm gonna let you guys get a look at that. I was cutting some trees down, but this is our second house that we're doing. So at Bolt-On, I guess I got to change it to Bolt-On Restoration as opposed to Bolt-On Car Restoration. But I do have Bolton Properties, and I just leave it with Bolton Properties. I don't need to do that. But it's on the Bolt-On Car Restoration. We do all houses, we do all cars, right? And we're learning every day. I got to pull this up while I'm here because I got to get as soon as my power gets on, I have to get I got to get my, what was this? Unless discussed, normally people wouldn't wrap windows with drywall. True, true. That wouldn't be my issue. I don't care if it's drywall or wood. My issue is nothing. And then you tell me, we never talked about that. Okay, so how does the job get finished? That's my point. I have no problem using wood. I understand if the sill sweats, it messes up the drywall. My issue is, this is my issue. Let me show you. You may not have been on. Let me see. I don't know how it's coming across to you guys. My wife said that when I use this phone, it's not that clear. My issue is that it was purchased. It's pre-cut. And here it is. Now, if you didn't have it, that's cool. Yes, around the windows. Now, my question is, why would any of my money be outside in the snow? So this is when somebody's trying to frustrate you, don't bite. When somebody's trying to frustrate you, don't bite. Now, my question is, what is this wood for? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Nothing is being framed, and this wood wasn't here the last time I was here. What are these 2x4s for? And unfortunately, this general contractor has set forth a precedent of purchasing too much of something and saying, oh, we can just use it for the next job. No. That doesn't work for the owner. That doesn't work for the owner. Okay, so those are glued together. That's not what that's for? Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys let me know. That's why we had this channel, for you guys to help me out, so I don't have to go crazy on people. But I got a lot of sanding of these original doors and entranceways that I have to do, which I got some laborers that's going to come in and get that started. But I got to get my power on. And in getting my power on, I had to trim some trees. Let me show you guys. So I was gonna rent those couple of trees right here. I was gonna rent a chainsaw. I ended up just buying one. So I got that pretty clear. Check this out. They took all that stuff that they did my house with and threw it in the backyard. Now, I have never seen a contractor do this. Maybe temporarily, but he was telling me they're not going to clean that up. So, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Always keep the last fifth, 1/5 of your budget, your overall budget for your contractor. You keep that for the last payment. This door I wanted to keep, but this is just jammed up there. This isn't even installed. So I just want to see how he's going to explain this to me. Right, that's what he's saying. He's telling me, see, the last time I came, I paid for 2 dumpsters for the original demolition and everything. But he's telling me this is my responsibility. I told him, if you needed a dumpster, that's your job to put that in your bid. You don't throw the stuff outside and say, hey, get a dumpster and I ain't got nobody to put it up. Nah, you don't do that. So I have an exterior door that's not there, right? I cut these trees down right here. I was really glad to get this stuff down. I need to cut this tree down. And that's why I got to get my chainsaw going again. And I'll come back to let you guys know how this turned out, getting this cut down. But hopefully this building, and that building will be the next buildings we do. I'm an owner. I don't have that kind of equipment. I hire people. The general contractor has a dump trailer, and that's why he was asking me, would I pay his dump fee if he uses his trailer? Well, this is the thing. I'm kind of in the neighborhood that the community will do it. So I really don't know. I really don't know. But in looking at it, this is probably, I don't know, you may be right, because I don't see why gloves and stuff would be over here. Oh no, these are my gloves. Wait a minute. Yeah. I don't know, and to be honest with you, I don't care. I just want it gone. But you may be right. Right, and the thing is, you put that in your bid, and that's what I think is the biggest part of this. I think he was used to doing parts of houses and tried to make a jump into general contracting and tried to do the general contracting without watching the project. And I caught a lot of mistakes he was making because people weren't coming to do the work. And just problem. But we don't get negative, we get ahead. We don't lose our tempers. That's what a lot of contractors will do. When they get frustrated with a job, they'll do things for you to get out of character so they can walk off the job. But all in all, for 3 months of work, from where the house was to where it is now, I am improving from my first house. You guys can, it should be some videos of my first house on here. You guys can look at that. So we have improved. Let me see. Oh, so he's doing it all. Thought he was just hanging fixtures. No. We did this entire house. This house looked like this one. This house has been abandoned for like 20 years. Come on. Where's the house? No. Yes, this house looked like this one when we started. Okay? And we went from here to here. Yeah. So we do all new electrical, all new roof, all new plumbing, all new HVAC. We go from the root to the fruit. Yeah, I really don't know. Well, this is a two-story house, I don't know, you may be right. And to be honest with you, I don't care. But I do have this issue right here. I see that there's a generator box. If I bought this generator should be in the house. If I didn't buy the generator, this generator box should not be in my yard. And like I said, this is a two-story house. So I could see this coming from inside. Because with so much snow, I don't know what's on top of it. I really don't know. But this yard was clean when I left. I spent over $2,000 on dumpsters and labor getting it cleaned up. So I have a meeting with everybody at noon. All of the lead subs and the general. And we're going to come to a peaceable resolution to get this project wrapped up. Yeah, we got to get this wrapped up. So what I'm saying is, if you bought a generator with my money, then the generator should be in my house. That's what I'm saying. These things are not matching. And the contractor should know that. But these are the questions that but the point of this video is, as an owner, you have to be present. It doesn't matter if you're states away. No, ain't no generator on no bill. Because if there's a generator here, I should be having a generator so I can have light in here while I'm working in the basement. So even if the generator was bought for my project, it should be here locked in the house. So I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna get some more. I understand that the job isn't done. Again, it's when you have this many little problems or this many big problems, little problems right now begin to be the issue. And my issue is also, you thought to buy a generator, but you didn't think to edge the windows. You can put the generator on my bill, but not the stuff I need. That's a problem. That doesn't make sense to me. Especially as long as we've needed a generator on this job. So I'm going to go ahead and get to cutting. I just want to give you guys an update. Watch your property. Watch your contractors. You are ultimately in charge. Yeah, that is usually the trim guy. If I would have said, why isn't around the windows done? He said, well, the trim guy has to come. Cool, no problem. But he said it's finished. That's two completely different things. And the trim guy does all of the trim, right? Does like around the cathedral openings and all of that. Now, all the sanding is supposed to be done. Now you're gonna do that, and now you got to resand once you put the corner pieces and stuff on. So this is very problematic. But if this were easy, everybody would be doing it. No, nothing's wet. Oh yeah, which sanding and done. Exactly. That's another thing I'm seeing as I'm coming in. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's another thing I'm seeing as, yeah. I'm with you. Let me see. It's not wet. Yeah, it's not wet. I think it's a different color. It's not wet though. It's just like right here and right here. It's not wet. Yeah, it's not wet, and it is smooth. It's not flat. But they probably just used two different mixes. It's more than likely what it is, because I'm seeing that in different places all over. But yeah, I think they just used two different mixes. But what's supposed to happen out here? This is just, this is just, I would like to say entertaining, but I'm gonna let you guys run. I'm gonna get this chainsaw going. You guys take it easy. I will update you guys a little bit later on today.